In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a Netflix documentary on a budget. Now, for this, you're going to need a script, good lighting, crisp audio, a camera, and a laptop. By the end of this video, you'll have created a Netflix documentary clip that looks like this.
We're still hippies, we're just normalized.
There is a handful of places in the world that have created their own micronations, but nothing like this. Across the harbour in Copenhagen, there lies this community, and it is completely independent of the Danish government and the EU. Now, back in the 70s, this was an abandoned army barracks. So hippies came, they broke down the barricades, and they squatted there. Nobody owns their own home, and there's no cars allowed. So what exactly is this place? With conflicting information online referring to it as a lawless cult, I wanted to see it for myself. So I got on a plane and I made my way over to what has been called Europe's largest social experiment, otherwise known as Freetown, Christiania. We got a lot to cover, let's get started. So for any Netflix documentary that you'll watch, you'll notice that all the talking head scenes, they all follow the same formula when it comes to scripts. Introduction. You're going to want to introduce yourself, your company, your job, your product, etc., and then give some background context on any of these. Hook. You're going to want to capture your viewers' attention with a question, story, statistic, or anything that makes them eager to continue watching. Rising action. So this is where you're going to delve into the main plot of the story. Then we have climax, and here is where you should wrap up your main points with a satisfying conclusion that ends the video, or if there is yet to be a conclusion, you could always leave it on a cliffhanger. Lastly, resolution. So this is where you're going to conclude your video with a call to action. So for Netflix, this is generally text on screen at the end, or they use an update with photos of the real life people. Now you have your script, let's move on to video production. So here's where we need to set the scene. Now for this I'm going to be using my softbox lights, but if you don't have these, then just place yourself near a window to manipulate natural lighting. Having your light source sit roughly at a 45-degree angle in front of you, that's going to look the most cinematic. It's going to create this triangle effect on your cheek known as Rembrandt. Now for audio. So I'm going to use my lav mic, but if you do not own an external mic, just shut the windows and doors in your home to eliminate outdoor noise and try to film in a room with soft furnishings and rugs, as all these things are going to absorb noisy sound. Now ideally for this, I would have two cameras and I would set one in front of me and the other off to the side of me, but we don't have that kind of budget, which means we're gonna have to shoot this twice. Once with the camera in front of me and once with the camera off to the side of me. Now we've got our production set up, we can move on to filming. So you don't want to look directly down the barrel of the lens, you're going to want to look off to the side of it as if somebody is sat there and interviewing you. You're also going to want to do more takes than you think you need to, just so you have plenty of variety when it comes to the edit. And once you're finished your talking head piece, you're going to want to shoot some B-roll. Then we can lay that over your talking head section to make it more dynamic. And lastly, you're going to need some stock footage to make this look like we had a six-figure Netflix budget. But don't go buying Shutterstock credits just yet. I do have a free stock footage solution coming up, so don't worry. Now onto the edit. So for this I'm going to use Veed, and I've popped a link down in the description so you can get started. Click upload a file and import your talking head video. Now once it's loaded, we're going to cut it up into sections because we did film this both in front and off to the side. So we need to cut between those angles to make it resemble a Netflix docuseries. Put your playhead to the point in the timeline that you want your video to switch angles. Then you're going to click split at that point, then put your playhead at the point you want it to switch back and click split again. Right click on that portion of the video and hit delete. Now click add media above the timeline, click upload a file and import your second talking head video that's off to the side, and we're just going to do the same as before. Put your playhead to the point that you want it to switch and click split, then put your playhead to the end of that portion and click split again. Now drag and drop that section into the gap from the first video. You can keep repeating this throughout your talking head video so that it doesn't get stale. Another editing trick that we can use is J and L cuts. Now, if you've never heard of this before, a J cut is when the next scene's audio plays before the image changes, but with L cuts, the audio from the preceding scene carries over and then the visual shift. To do this on Veed, we're going to extract the audio from our clip. So right click on the chosen clip and then you'll see the audio option, then click detach audio. You'll see it now under your timeline. We can keep this audio in place, but we're going to push that video layer over to shorten it, and then in this gap we can add some B-roll or some stock footage, which I'll show you how to do next. To add B-roll, click Add Media above the timeline and click Upload a File. Then select your first piece of B-roll and give it a moment here to load. Now once that's loaded, we can drag and drop it over the point in the timeline that we want it to appear on screen. If your clip is too long and you want to shorten it, just push it over to the left. If your B-roll has audio on it, you'll need to switch it off. So select that clip in the timeline and then in the left-hand panel, scroll down to audio and click on the speaker to turn off the sound. You can keep repeating this step and add more B-roll throughout your video. Now for the free stock footage that I promised you. So you'll notice that Netflix documentaries, they love to use drone shots and time lapses. So for this, we're going to be using Veed's built-in library of stock footage. And full disclosure, not every single clip is free, but a vast majority of them are, so you're bound to find a suitable clip. Click Add Media above the timeline and then opposite stock videos, click search and type out whatever it is that you're looking for, choose your best option and let it load. Now exactly the same as with B-roll clips, you're going to drag and drop it above your timeline to the point that you want it to show on screen, and then you can shorten the duration of it. You can keep repeating this and add as much stock footage as you like. One final tip when it comes to any of your footage, be it talking headshots, B-roll or stock footage, if you click on the clip, you'll see you have an option to animate it. And a technique that I like to use, which is seen on Netflix, is the Ken Burns zoom in and zoom out. So you can go ahead and you can play around with that and add that to some of your clips. And the next thing that I want to add is a title. So put your play ahead to the point on the timeline that you want it to appear on screen and then select text in the toolbar. In here we have some pre-made animated templates to choose from. The animated ones here are indicated by the 3 circles that you see, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to select one of those, and now we need to change the text. Click on the first text layer to open up the text panel, and now you can delete what's in there and type out whatever it is that you want it to say. You can also change the font, size and color, and then just repeat this for all remaining text layers, and then we can make it bigger or smaller by highlighting all the layers and pushing them in or out. We can also change the placement on screen by click, hold and dragging it. Moving on now, this is where it gets very Netflix: music. So you'll notice that Netflix, they love to use a classical piece that holds suspense, usually a single piano key to start off the track. So let's head over to Veed's audio library, which has an array of copyright-free music. Put your play ahead to the beginning of the timeline and then click Media in the toolbar. Next to stock music, click search, and then in here we're going to type in classical. Now you're going to hear a preview of each song by clicking on the play button. Once you've found your perfect track, select it and then it'll appear below your video in the timeline. If it's too long, you can just push it over to the left, and then to lower the volume down, use the audio bar in the left panel. Now the final thing we're going to add is sound effects. So Netflix, they love to use sound effects such as typewriters, ticking clocks and lots of bass drops. So in my opening title here, there's actually a typewriter effect on the text. So I'm going to put my play ahead to the point just before that begins in the timeline. Then I'm going to click Add Media above the timeline. Scroll down to Sound Effects and click Search. I'll put in typewriter, I'm going to listen to my options and then select my favorite. Now once that's loaded, I need to make sure that that ends in sync with the text. Now you can just continue to repeat this and add more sound effects throughout the video. So now we've covered scripting, production, filming and editing. Let's export our video and watch the outcome of our Netflix clip. Click Done in the top right hand corner, and where you see quality, click next to it. Choose your render settings, go back and click Export Video. Give that a moment to render, and then we're just going to watch it back to see how it turned out. Lastly, click download and download MP4. So there you have it. That is how to make a Netflix documentary with little to no budget. I really hope you found this video helpful, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!